down to watch a movie, you just need something that's going to engage you. You're going to get engrossed. You're going to fall in love with characters. Sometimes you need explosions. Sometimes you need car chases. Sometimes you need all that good stuff like aliens and superheroes. Other times, you just want to sit down and watch a movie that basically centers around a father, a daughter, on a road trip, and they get into some shenanigans along the way. You'll know that, yes, I love all of those other things, but I kind of just love a great bit of dialogue. I love a good script with good acting, good performances. So Bleeding Love, we're going to talk about that right now. It is not the true story of Leona Lewis and her glow up. But before we do all that, my name is Kevin Halden. This is Nerdly Out Loud, the official channel of nerdly.co.uk, your favourite British home for all your news, reviews and exclusive interviews. I like to cover everything from the big budget to the low budget to the no budget, with a special keen interest on the lower end of the scale. That's where my heart lives. It's where it lies. Please do go to the website, check out nerdly.co.uk, hit that like, hit that subscribe and ding that notification bell so that it gives you updates for any time that I drop a new upload. And I'm dropping a ton for you as of right now, so get on that. Our story begins and we meet father and daughter. Now, for the purposes of this, I am just going to call them Ewan and Clara, because they are the father and daughter, and their actual names in the movie are simply father and daughter. Clara and Ewan, they are in a car at the very start of this movie. We are going through the desert. We're on our way to, I believe it's New Mexico, and we don't really know what's going on yet, but we will find out as we go. You can tell from the start that this relationship is somewhat estranged, like there's a little bit frayed edges on here, and that kind of makes things seem a little bit tense. Early on in the movie, we even get a scene where Clara asks Ewan to pull the car over. He pulls the car over, she goes for a pee, and then she tries to run away. He chases her, and he catches up with her, and she just kind of willingly gets back in the car. Why she tried to run away in the first place, I'm not entirely sure. We then find out that Ewan is actually going to be taking Clara to a studio where they're going to meet an artist, and hopefully this is going to inspire Clara to get back into art and painting and things like that. Or so she thinks. However, what we find out round about the same time is that Clara has recently had an overdose, as in, like, the day before has had an overdose. It could be drink, it could be pills, whatever's on offer is what she's going to have. And this is why they're kind of on this road trip trying to reconnect as a father and daughter. It's going to be a struggle, which we can tell from the get-go, because she's already on edge because of this whole situation, and he's a father trying to rediscover his relationship. We get little flashbacks throughout the movie that show you that actually the apple maybe didn't fall very far from the tree. He has his demons. He's not perfect. Something that I think maybe did creep in from the real world into this story. What we come to find out along the way is that actually he's not taking her to meet an artist friend. He's not taking her to a studio. He's actually taking her to New Mexico, Santa Fe, to a rehab clinic. And along the way, as we do with any good road trip kind of movie, we meet some characters, you know, cast of characters that are a little bit madcap, a little bit out there, but, you know, they all serve a purpose as to bringing this father-daughter relationship a little bit closer. They break down at the side of the road. This woman comes along, she tows the car, and she says that her brother can fix the car. They get there and they meet just this weird family of awesome people. And then a little bit later on, we meet a prostitute in the movie who Ewan McGregor basically asks her to check out his daughter's, you know, yoo-hoo, because she may have been bit by a snake or something like that. It's a weird little scene, and we will talk about that in a second, but it's a bit of fun. And of course, at some point, Clara is going to figure out what is actually going on. Let's talk about the cast and the crew. Clara McGregor is absolutely sensational in this movie. She is so good. Of course, she's one of the writers as well of this movie, so I do feel you write what you know you can perform, and you know what you can give yourself to, and she has given herself to this role. When you see her at the peaks and the troughs, she's really at the peaks and the troughs. There are certain moments of just exhilaration where she lets herself go, where the daughter lets herself be with the father, present in that moment. One of those moments being when they sing the titular Bleeding Love. They sing Leona Lewis's Bleeding Love together in the car, and it's such an amazing little moment, cut with little montages where they're not really singing, you're getting moments. And I love this. What I will say is, as much as I love Ewan McGregor, and I've seen a lot of his movies, and I've always been a fan of Ewan McGregor, and he is fantastic in this, he is really giving his daughter all the good stuff, performing to a point that makes her perform even higher, makes her just that little bit better, to the point where I'm kind of sitting there thinking, you know what, Clara McGregor is kind of outshining her dad here, and I don't think they would mind me saying that. At least I hope they wouldn't mind me saying that, but she's so good. And then we've got our madcap characters at the side. Obviously Vera, Bulder, another writer of this movie, she plays the prostitute Tommy, who kind of just comes in for a little bit, really makes her mark though, and has this moment of, in amongst everything that's going on, where this movie's quite real, it's quite gritty, it's quite down to earth. This is one of those things that really takes you out of the scene, out of the movie, but not in a bad way. Like, normally I would use that as a bad thing, but it doesn't take you out in a bad way. You're no longer in this situation, you're just part of these people's lives. So you're kind of just landed right inside their life for this moment. And it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Almost magical. And I loved it. And Vera Bulder, I'm so glad you did this role and you did that part the way you did, because it's such a good moment. Director Emma Westenberg. Now, I'm going to be completely honest. I've not seen anything that she's done before. I believe she's done a few Janelle Monáe videos, which is awesome. I checked that out on IMDb. But honestly, I've never seen any sort of like movie projects that she's done, short movies, feature-length movies. But this is an accomplished movie for her first real kind of, what I know is her first real kind of foray. She's done a great job in handling these two actors, letting the characters do what they need to do, letting Ewan McGregor and Clara McGregor breathe on screen. There are moments where the camera just sort of lingers in place, and Ewan's doing like these little things where he's like touching Clara, and it's sort of like you can tell that this is a father. Like, it's no longer a guy playing a father, it is a father being a father. And it's little touches like that that really make this movie that little bit better. Because I'm not going to say it's perfect. It really isn't perfect, and we'll get into what I didn't really get on with in a moment. But the things that this movie does right, it does extremely right. And a lot of that, I feel, is down to Emma Westenberg being able to just let these guys play and let these guys do what they're going to do. What I didn't like, and what I loved is clearly the performances. It's clearly the performances. All the performances within this movie, I think, are pretty top notch. There isn't really anybody in here that I didn't get on with. And of course, I haven't really mentioned yet, but Devyn McDowell, who plays a young Clara McGregor, obviously not Clara McGregor, who plays the young daughter. She's a great child actor that really kind of sucked me in to a point where we don't get a lot of her, but the bits we do get with her, if it's meant to be heartbreaking, it's kind of heartbreaking. It's a case of, one of the things I didn't like is that the story itself, it's not overly original. It kind of, we've seen it done before, we've seen it done maybe a little bit better, but I think that's why with Emma Westenberg letting the father and daughter, the real life father and daughter, do this in a way that they could just be themselves and be real, that's kind of what propels the movie. It does kind of meander a little bit at times. Like, I don't really need some of the side quests. The bit with the prostitute Tommy that I genuinely loved. I genuinely like that moment. But really, part of it doesn't kind of need to be there. Like, she's having a pee, and then she thinks that she may have been bitten by a spider or a snake or something like that, and then prostitute's there, and she's like, I'll have a look for you. And I'm just sort of like, did we need all of that? Could they not have just met her, and then like stuff and things happen, and we get that amazing moment with her? I don't know. It's, maybe I'm being too critical, but at that point, I was just kind of like, not sure I need this bit. Yes, we get Bleeding Love in there, as the title would suggest, and it's a great little carpool karaoke moment that seals the deal on this movie. The way it's shot is really just gorgeously done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into my final Nerdly Out Loud rating. That is my rating, not the rating of Nerdly on the whole. Check out the website, nerdly.co.uk, and if anybody else has reviewed it over there, please do check out their reviews as well. Get as many opinions as you possibly can, and then obviously watch the movie yourself, form your own opinion, come back to this video and tell me in the comments what you thought. For me, personally, in terms of the full movie, the overall movie, it's a 4 out of 5 for me. It's a very, very strong 4 out of 5 for me because the performances are just incredible. Clara McGregor, Ewan McGregor, absolutely just smash it. They're so good, they're so real. On the whole, like, I would give the performances 5 out of 5, but the movie itself, for the simple fact that there are certain little moments that I don't necessarily need. That final scene though, you broke my heart, you killed me, you destroyed me. I did have a tear in my eye, I did cry a little bit at the final moment, because I've just never had that relationship with my father. So there you go. Yeah, I got daddy issues too. I'm going to land it on a 4 out of 5. Please do check out Bleeding Love. I think you're going to love it. It's out today, as in Monday the 22nd of July. Absolutely 100%. You must see it. You must form your own opinion, because after all, people have put their life and soul into this movie, and it deserves to be seen by as many people as humanly possible. So please do check out Bleeding Love when you get a chance. Come back, let me know what you thought, and tell people about it. Tell people about us. My name's Kevin Halden. This is Nerdly Out Loud, the official channel of nerdly.co.uk, your favourite British website for all of your news, reviews, and exclusive interviews. I really, really enjoyed this movie. I got such a kick out of it. It's exactly the kind of film I love. Dialogue, relationships, emotions. It had everything. 4 out of 5 for me.